Welcome back to another video. My name is Derek and today we're going to be doing something quite fun. I'm going to be taking this Apple Watch. It's a stainless steel Apple Watch. It's got a bunch of scratches all over the frame and I'm going to see what I can do to get rid of them and bring this to a mirror-like finish if possible. Let's get started. Here I have an Apple Watch. This is a Series 2, the stainless steel Sapphire Edition. It's old enough now that it's going to need a new battery. And looking at the sides, it's all scuffed up. So today we're going to see how beautiful we can make this watch and bring it back to full functionality. I'm going to get out my little polishing kit here and we'll wear some protection. I'm going to go ahead and slide off the bands, and I might even polish up these little metal pieces as they definitely have seen better days. We'll get a little bit of the cream and it will get in some of the cracks and crevices, but we'll clean that out thoroughly. Now it's just a matter of putting a lot of elbow grease into it. And if this is turning black, then you're on the right track. And after 30 seconds or so, we are looking a lot better already. Some of the scratches have disappeared. Starting to become nice and shiny again. The etch on the words should be deep enough that I can go over it without completely annihilating it. Oh, that corner is so much better already. Now there's more than one way to use this. You could use the cloth like I'm doing now. If you have a Dremel, you can also use one of those soft pads to basically do what this is doing, but so much faster. I just wanted to show that it's totally possible to do this by hand before I break that out and use it. Definitely see the difference between there and like right here where I haven't hit yet. That's becoming super shiny. I don't know if the camera does it justice. This will probably make for a good before and after right here. You definitely see all of those scrapes and scratches. And after a few minutes, and we got rid of all of the deep scratches, but it is now shiny and the majority of them are gone. Alright, I'm going to get out my Dremel here and we'll give it a go with this and see how well it performs. Alright, let's take a look and see what a few minutes of using the Dremel has been able to accomplish. We'll go ahead and just clean off all of the polish. This way I can go back in and really nail down anywhere that I really missed. Which I know there are some areas I haven't even touched yet, but that is so much shinier. Alright, I'm just going to go over it one more time with some of the paste. And really just kind of get it everywhere. I'll be going in and cleaning out the inside of those as well. But for now, I just want to make sure that everywhere has a little bit of paste that can dry on it real fast. And now I'm going to switch up the bit real fast. More of a polishing wheel that's fluffier. This will help us get a really good finish. quickly do the same to at minimum the sides that are exposed on these brackets. Alright, now I'll take a Q-tip and we'll pull off bulk of the cotton. That way it can actually fit inside. Get a little paste in there and we'll give that a nice polish as well. And that is so much better already. And then we'll do the same on the other side real fast and get it nice and clean. And give the area a quick cleanup. This is not the cleanest of type of jobs. Alright, we'll get a clean wipe and I'm going to get a bottle of acetone and now we'll go ahead and go around it. Oh my gosh, that's so shiny. Wow. And clean inside the band grooves as well, around the crown, the edge of the display. And this is 1,000 times better. Practically as polished as it can get. There were a couple tiny little dents here and there that were just too deep to polish out, but they no longer have kind of the jagged indents. And you can actually read the words around the glass on the back. It's a bummer more of the silver isn't up top because it won't be as easy to appreciate how shiny it is when it's on your wrist. And look at that. Alright, now it's time to crack this watch open so we can replace the battery. The sapphire watches are extremely difficult to get into. And in fact, these tools, even though they are extremely thin and flexible, are still too thick for the sapphire. So I'm going to take this sandpaper. I don't know what this is, 2000 grit. Some crazy, like you can't even feel the grain, but it's there. And we're basically going to see if we can give this an edge, like a razor blade. Not sharp enough to cut, but round it over so that it'll slide into that groove. And I'm also going to take a polish rag and we'll go over the edge as well. Just polish up the tip there, give it a nice little round over. One of the signs of a good tech is finding ways to improve the tools you already use to better work for you. And I'd like to think I'm a good tech. And that finally slid down inside. And we're going to gently put pressure because this one does have a force touch gasket. We don't want to mess with it. Got a nice thin plastic sheet of OCA protector here. And I want to get in between the layers of the glass and the force touch without splitting it into two because it is made up of basically 2 layers with adhesive between the glass, and the 2 layers, and then the frame. As soon as it's up high enough, I'm going to feel for that adhesive. And we'll get into it there, and we'll go around the edges and slice through it. If you have to replace the gasket because you damage it, it's not the end of the world. It just means you have to basically create 2 seals, one to adhere the gasket to the frame and the other to adhere it to the display. Or you can just take it off right the first time. And you can see that this battery is bloated. You can compress it down. It wasn't holding a charge. Alright, we'll take out our tri-wing screwdriver and we'll take out the single screw along with the little metal bracket. Disconnect the connector. And the battery is also already kind of loose in there. That happens when they start to bloat. Gently pry out the battery. And that is super bloated. We'll get out our new battery that is not bloated. And then we'll take our new battery and stick it down inside, connect up the connector, and we can install the bracket, put back the screw, and now we can test it. These batteries typically don't come fully charged, so I'll be kind of surprised if it actually turns on. We'll go plug it in, let it charge up so we can test it. Alright, now that we've got the battery installed, we'll go and plug it in, and it should be showing us a charging symbol. If not, that means that the battery needs to be jump started. And sometimes these batteries sit long enough on a shelf to where they deplete beyond the point of being able to accept a charge. So you have to jump start it. I've got it set. You can see we've got it's a 3.8 volt battery. So all you have to do is set it around there. And then it tells you which side is positive and negative. The positive one, which will be the red probe, is closest to the connector. And what we're going to be looking for is a spike here in the amps. Right there. And you can slowly watch it closely. It'll slowly drop until it gets to 0. We don't need to go that far. We really just want to be here for maybe 10 seconds. And that's enough to jumpstart it. So that now when we go and we plug it back in, it'll actually probably show us right off the bat. Now we can go and charge this. See, now when I plug it in, we actually get a charging symbol. All right, now that we've got it to actually charge, go ahead and power it off. Put back the bracket and the screw. Make sure the battery is fully seated. And then my favorite way to seal these guys is to use some cold press, because it allows me to put the exact amount that I'd like around the border. Go around and quickly clean out the border and accidentally turn it back on. We'll go ahead and go around the border and carefully pipe out the amount of glue that I'd like to, and a nice steady bead all the way around. And we'll make sure everything's lined up, and then we'll push it on down and get some of the acetone again and clean off any of the overspill. And then my favorite way to keep these guys under pressure is a rubber band around it a bunch of different times, and that gives it good equal pressure everywhere. We'll give it one final cleaning while after it's set up in a few hours. And basically at this point, we are done. And my own personal watch is looking like it could use a polish too. All right, there it is, all polished up and looking 100% better. And with a brand new battery, this watch is definitely going to see more life. There are plenty of collectible Apple products that have this stainless steel kind of chrome finish, such as the iPods and the classics, along with practically every generation of Apple Watch having a stainless steel model, and of course even some of the iPhones. Here's a quick look back to what it used to look like. And here's what it looks like now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.